This impressive beast, to give it its full name, is the Mercedes-AMG GLC 63 SE Performance. And if you think there's a burbling great V8 sitting under the bonnet, you're going to be very much mistaken. This vehicle is powered by a 2-litre turbo-petrol 4-cylinder engine, and it's a plug-in hybrid. Good sense or sacrilege? You tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. The 5-seat, 5-door GLC SUV is Benz's most popular model, and if you add in coupe sales, then Daylight is in second place. Both body shapes have now launched in Australia as AMGs, and both come with the 4-cylinder all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid powertrain that we've already seen in the iconic C63 sedan. You can pick the AMGs from the mainstream GLCs by their vertical fin grilles, gigantic 21-inch wheels, power dome bonnets and body kits. Pricing is up for both models, but the rises are almost modest by recent Benz standards and keep them just under $200,000 before on-road costs. That still makes them significantly more expensive than competition such as the BMW X3 and X4M, Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio, and not that far off the Audi RS-Q8. But Benz would just point under the bonnet to justify that price, because this is a very trick bit of gear. At its core is this 2-litre turbo petrol engine we've already mentioned, which makes almost as much power as the old GLC 63 by itself. But add in the E-motor and it's truly Auf Wiedersehen to the old V8. The combined outputs are 500 kilowatts and 1020 newton meters. Yeah, 1020. And that's fed to all 4 wheels via a 9-speed automatic transmission. The GLC 63 will race from rest to 100 kilometres an hour in just 3.5 seconds, an improvement of 0.5 over the old model, yet AMG is also claiming an incredible 7.3 litre per 100 kilometres average fuel consumption. That's about 40% down on the old car's 12.2 litre claim. AMG's even tapped into its Formula One racing involvement for some of the powertrain tech. An E-motor spins up the engine's Garrett turbocharger to eliminate tip in throttle lag, and the 6.1 kilowatt hour battery pack is F1 derived and capable of delivering up to 150 kilowatts in 10-second bursts. Okay, we're inside the GLC 63 SUV now, and as you can see, there's no shortage of screens. This car comes with the latest Mercedes M-Bux infotainment and instrumentation, just like the standard GLC 300 does, but this car has all these AMG performance pages you can drill into. There's a plethora of choices here, and there's even an off-road page. I mean, would you even dare? If you're a family buyer, then the GLC 63 SUV is the version you're gonna wanna choose, because there's just so much more headroom back here than in the coupe. But I gotta say, for a vehicle that's gonna cost you more than $200,000 when you roll it out of the showroom, there's a real shortage of features back here. There's not even any USB-A ports. I mean, what are the kids gonna do with themselves? But the bad news is there's only 470 litres of boot space, which is less than the GLC 300 and the old AMG model. And that's because there's an electric motor and battery sitting under the floor. There's not even room for a space-saver spare tyre, which, given the crap state of Aussie roads, is not great news. Okay, speaking of rubber hitting the road, that's exactly what we need to do. Let's go and find out how this vehicle behaves on Aussie roads. We've already highlighted the trick powertrain that's integral to the new GLC 63 SUV, and mentioned in passing the electrically assisted all-wheel drive system and 9-speed auto. But there's so much more to this technical package, all designed to keep this 2,300 kilo block of flats on the road and pointed in the right direction. There's composite brakes, adaptive suspension, active body control, 3-mode steering, rear axle steering. and a whole bunch of drive modes that you could get lost in for ages trying to figure out what your preferences are. Look, the end result is incredibly impressive as an engineering exercise. Just the sheer fact that you can drive this car as comfortably and swiftly as you can across a broken crap Aussie back road, yet also just slow it down and burble through the city traffic is an impressive achievement. I think with the powertrain though, there's two opposite ends of the spectrum where it really appeals. In low speed traffic, that electric turbocharger really is helpful. You can pull up, as I'm about to do here, at an inopportune set of traffic lights, and when we accelerate, it is going to eliminate the lag that's sometimes obvious with orthodox internal combustion engines in these sorts of vehicles. There is still a bit of a clunk out of the back at times with the gear change and whatnot, but for the most part, just no lag. It's very impressive. The other thing is, I don't think I've ever driven a car where overtaking power is just so authoritative. However, it's not all good news with this car, as impressive as it is. You're containing so much weight and height, there's just simply a requirement for a certain amount of terseness and tetchiness from the suspension setup. Not to forget, you've got 21-inch wheels as well to cope with. So the basic setting is a bit firm. You'll hear those and feel those cat's eyes when you hit them on the road, and you'll also get plenty of tyre rumble coming in as well. So overall, as a drive experience, it's kind of divorced from the reality of what it is, but it's still really impressive. But I got to admit, I miss that V8 engine. It is something that truly does add character to this vehicle, or did add character to this vehicle in the previous generation, that's missing now. You're kind of expecting an A45 hot hatch to pull up next to you in the traffic when you hear the engine doing its thing, or a BDA Cosworth Escort maybe.
All that leaves us in a bit of a weird spot with the new GLC. As impressive as it is as an engineering achievement and as amazingly capable as it is, the sheer atmosphere of the old V8 is missed.
So as a result of that, for me, this vehicle is so easy to admire, but not so easy to covet.